After more than 12 years detained at the US Guantanamo base, Adel bin Mohamed El Ouachi, a chef from Tunisia, was delighted to be offered a new home in Uruguay. It was a country he knew little about, but he knew it was a long way from the life he'd been living. As a prisoner, never charged with any crime, but with no home to return to.
I want to stay in Uruguay to rebuild my life. If I didn't, what would I do? I have no passport or papers. I asked for the Americans to send me back to Tunisia, but they refused.
He'd like to open a restaurant in Montevideo, serving Arabic food, and has asked the Uruguayan authorities for help. He would also like to be reunited with his mother.
When we were in Guantanamo, the Uruguayan authorities made many promises, but these promises haven't been fulfilled.
Ouachi and one of the other men have moved out of the house donated by the Uruguayan trade union movement and now live in a nearby hotel. He says it was too crowded. Their costs are covered by the government here and the United Nations Refugee Agency. Their resettlement was a priority for President Pepe Mujica, who has just left office. His successor, Tabaré Vázquez, is reported to be less enthusiastic about the project. They were reticent about talking, although it was obvious to me that there was plenty they would like to have said. None was willing to discuss their time in Guantanamo, at least not yet. But the most obvious message that came through was that they wanted to be reunited with their families as soon as possible. Syrian Abu Wael Diab says he's desperate to be reunited with his family. He's been to Argentina to talk about the men's plight and would like to travel more to publicise their case. Meanwhile, it's a case of waiting and waiting.
I don't know about the future. The future for us is unknown. Only God knows the future.
It's a future in a foreign land which is no longer so sure that it wants them, and where the men are struggling to learn the language. While relieved to be away from Guantanamo, freedom is also fraught with difficulties. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera, Montevideo.